Newcastle Thunder owner Anthony Rosano is giving back to the community in more ways than one. I recently sat down with him to see what made him decide to start so many organizations. Was it life experiences, just a passion for helping others, or a hobby?
On October 31st, 1987, I was involved in a garage fire where I was burned over 87% of my body. I was taken by life flight helicopter from Jameson Memorial Hospital to West Penn Hospital, where I was given a 0% chance to survive. The doctors told my family if I lived for a day, I would die in 3 days. If I lived for 3 days, I would die in 3 weeks of infection. 3 weeks in, my temperature went to 106. My heart rate was at 189 beats a minute. My blood pressure dropped to 49/20, and the medical staff told my family that I had hours to live. On that night, my family stayed in my room, and they packed me in ice around my neck and prayed. The next morning, I made it through, and my heart rate stabilized, my blood pressure stabilized, my fever broke. It was a miracle. Whether the people tell you have a 0% chance to live or not, and then you survive. When you defy those type of odds, you realize that it doesn't matter what people say.
The Anthony Rosano Foundation may have just begun, but it will help many local families in the future.
I founded the Anthony Rosano Foundation in, I believe it was the end of 2005, to help put together a disaster relief fund for people and for families whose children incur tragedies that are unexpected. When there's a severe tragedy and a child is injured or a person is injured in such a way that requires multiple months and even 6 or even years for recovery, and the parents are unable to work, their mortgage suffers, their utility suffers, and they can very easily run out of money. That's the primary reason we started the Anthony Rosano Foundation, is to create funds to help people who do not have that kind of money to survive in the event of a tragedy.
Rosano has also had a passion for football. What better thing than combining his love for the sport and passion for helping those in need, especially those he sees has a bright future?
The second organization I started is a for-profit organization named the Newcastle Thunder. The reason I started this company is because, a very simple, truthful fact, is because I was asked to. I was approached by about 30 players and a coaching staff of about 8 guys who needed somebody to help them run an organization. When I first got started with it, I didn't know really what to expect, but what I found along the way is that there's some really good things that go on in minor league football. Number one, you have a lot of students. I want you to think about this. You have a lot of students who, when they're growing up at 6 years old, you'll have one little person who might be really good at arithmetic, science, reading, and all things education. Then you'll have another 6-year-old who may not be as good at the educational aspect, but at the same time they may be able to dribble a basketball real well, throw a football real well, run and jump in an amazing way. These two people are equally as talented, but what ends up happening along the way is that at the time that it's time to go to college, the kid who is really good in education, they don't have to take tests to make sure that they qualify athletically to advance their academics. But on the other hand, the kid who is very talented physically and athletically has to make sure that he passes tests academically to move on with his career path. And what you end up finding is that a lot of very talented people whose life could have been in sports, they fall through the cracks because academically they were challenged. What our organization does is provide students or people who were academically challenged an opportunity to continue their career playing football at a chance to either do one of two things. Maybe potentially there's somebody who can look for a pro contract. Or number two, which happens in more cases, is that it keeps the guys off the street. It keeps them doing, when they were in high school, their biggest thing was they were sports stars. They lost that after high school. So now they may not have the income, may not have the ability to fulfill that void that they lost by not playing athletics. So now we give them that opportunity, and when they're playing with the Thunder, they're finding that on Tuesdays and Thursday nights when we're at practice, they're definitely at practice doing the right thing. And on Saturday nights, they're playing under the lights.
After everything he has conquered in his life, he realizes that it doesn't matter what people think or say. All that matters is that he was given a second chance at living and he is still alive and well. As long as he was given that second chance at life, he always said that he would put it to good use by helping others. And that is exactly what he did.
When I started my businesses, I realized that people would be against me. I realized that people don't like others maybe who take chances that they are not willing to take. And you face a lot of adversity. So what I learned through my accident is adversity is nothing more than a stepping stone to the future.
I'm Melissa Maines for Titan Radio News.